everybody, welcome back to the channel. Can you believe it is December 1st? We are in the final days of 2021, and yeah, super exciting. I hope and pray everyone had a restful, whatever you did for Thanksgiving, whether you that celebrate, and for those in the United States, those who maybe just relaxed, maybe you hung out with family, friends, or just took time for yourself. I hope and pray that you had a very restful and peaceful Thanksgiving. We did very quiet and laid back, and of course took advantage of, and hopefully you did too, of some of those sales that were going on all through Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday. So yeah, this is the Sewing Buzz, of course, December 1st. It actually worked out really well that the first fell on a normal upload day for me, and I was looking at the calendar for 2022, and I'm just like, you know what? I am going to switch the Sewing Buzz the first Sunday of every month instead of the first of the month, just because it's making it a little easier. I find it's easier for me the few times that it has happened where the first of the month fell on a normal upload day for me, and I was comparing that throughout the year just to see how I felt about the recording schedule, all that good stuff. So I decided to go with a normal upload day. I upload, for those who don't know, for those who are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you like this content, if you like these type of videos, definitely give it a thumbs up, but don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss the next upload. I upload every Sunday and Wednesday. Those are the days that I choose to upload on a regular basis, and across this year I have been uploading also on the first of the month to bring the Sewing Buzz, which is what I'm bringing you today. And so across the year I was determining and looking at, okay, what was the cadence of the first of the month versus my normal upload days. And then I was looking at 2022, the days and everything, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick to the first Sunday of the month. So it doesn't matter if it's the first or not, it will be the first Sunday going forward that you will see the Sewing Buzz. So the first Sunday of January, you'll see the Sewing Buzz, which is a normal upload day for me at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So stay tuned for that. And then also I want to tell you that, remember the SND Sewing Chat, which is usually at the end of all of my Sewing Buzz. This will be the last one, obviously, for 2021, but it will be the last one until May 2022. Again, looking at the calendar and different things I have going on, you all know this is I'm in the thick of planning and different things for BHMPatternDesigners Challenge. For those who don't know what that is, it is a pattern, a challenge, a sewing challenge that I host every year, and it will be the 4th year coming up here in February 2022. Very excited about it. There will be new fabrics, different things of that nature, a little scale back, and I'll tell you why soon. Very exciting. But anyway, you'll get the next SND Sewing Chat in May 2022, and in today's SND Sewing Chat, you definitely want to stay tuned, because we will be talking about BHMPatternDesigners. I have all of my ambassadors for BHMPatternDesigners in today's SND Sewing Chat, so you definitely want to stay tuned and stick around for what we will be chatting about. And so for those who are new, I just talk all things that's going on in the sewing community, crafting community, if it's from mostly sewing, indie patterns, garment challenges, different things of that nature. But I also talk handbags, throwing a little bit of knitting, different stuff like that from time to time, or maybe a sewing tool that I'm loving right now. Anything of that nature, that's what you get on the Sewing Buzz. So without further ado, let's jump into what has been going on. And I will say this, for those who are new to the SND Sewing Chat and what that's all about, I have done several this year. I started out with Tiffany from Tip Stitch Dow, and I'm sorry, the So Modest Dow. I correct myself. Tiffany, we had Catherine Maldonado, who is the owner. You might follow her as Perseverance on Instagram, but she is the owner of Sew Your Bag. I've had Dita from Divine Dita. I've had Monica from That's So Monica. Then we also had Meg from Cooking and Crafting. And then we had Madi from Madi Sews for Curves as well. And so if you've missed any of those SND Sewing Chats, the link to the playlist will be down in the description box, and I will leave it up in the iCards. So what is the buzz? The first thing I want to talk about is Minerva. Minerva is starting today. They're running their best of 2021, and I am looking down at my notes. The best of 2021 Minerva Challenge, which goes from December 1st until December 31st. And this is the opportunity to share your favorite make. Of course, for those who have been following, you know I am an ambassador for a brand ambassador for Minerva Fabrics, and so anytime we're sent fabrics, there is obviously a review here on the channel, and then my uploaded on my page over at Minerva. And you can create a page over on Minerva. You do not have to be a brand ambassador. You can create the page. It works like most other social media accounts, where you can like, reply, see reviews on different fabrics, different patterns, different things like that over on Minerva. But let me tell you a little bit about the challenge. It launches today, December 1st, and it goes through December 31st. And the winners of it is something that winners will be drawn for. The winners will be drawn the first week of January. There will be 10 prizes of $100 Minerva vouchers to be won. So that is absolutely exciting. And make sure that you use the hashtag best of 2021. And the rules are very simple. All you're doing is to enter is sharing a photo of your make, best of 2021, obviously. Tell in your post, obviously you'll be doing this over on Instagram, telling your post about the project, why it's your favorite, different things like that. Maybe your proudest achievement, maybe you tackled something that you never thought you'd tackle before. Maybe it's a pair of jeans, maybe it's a coat, maybe it's a handbag. And then make sure that you use the hashtag best of 2021. And yeah, you have until December 31st to enter that challenge. The next exciting thing is, if you follow Renata the Twilight Stitcher, I'm sure many of you do, over on Instagram and here on YouTube, you know that she has brought back again the Little Red Dress project. So super exciting. And she has her host this year will be the lovely Kira of the Island Socialist. Many of you follow her on Instagram and here over on YouTube. They will be hosting the challenge, and of course there are several ambassadors that you will also want to follow. I will be popping up the graphics, and then I will leave a link to Renata's blog post. She talks about what the Little Red Dress project is. There are different shades of red, and that has to be the main focal point, focal color for the challenge for your project. And then she also shares like the different shades of red. She talks about it in her video, so I'll be sure to link to her blog as well as her YouTube video, where she goes over everything in detail. So if you want to know about the Little Red Dress project, definitely head over to her blog, and make sure you go over to her YouTube channel to get all of the details. You must tag her, I believe it's her and Kira for your entry to count, and use the hashtag Little Red Dress Project. You cannot reveal, the key is the challenge started on November 27th, and that was so you can take advantage of any fabric sales, different things that's going on, pattern sales, whatnot. But the reveal date, so you have from November 27th through the 24th of December, it looks like. The reveal date is December 20th through December 24th. So you can be working on your project during this time, and then on December 20th, go ahead and begin to reveal what you have made. And so, of course, my reveal will be coming up later this month, but I do already have my fabric and my pattern. The pattern I'll be using is the Sophelia Studios, the Azania, and I have fabric. If you follow me over on Instagram, you already saw this, but I am using this beautiful red, and I am going to love how this looks on me. But this is, see that design? Oh, that is so pretty. That's the right side. That is so pretty. I will be using this fabric I had purchased from Fabric Mart, not during a sale. It was during one of their other knit sales they had before the whole Black Friday weekend. This is called a medium carmine red polyester cotton lycra horizontal puckered ruffle knit. Yeah, that's a lot. It's 56 inches wide. It was on sale for $4.20 a yard. I purchased 4 yards, and so that's what I will be using. So stay tuned. Later in the month, I will be revealing what that is and what I used. The next thing I want to talk about is for those who have been following. I know everybody, I'm sure, who watches me follow Mimi G, right? And Mimi G inspired many to get back into sewing, and you've joined her Sewing Academy, or you've purchased some of her tutorials that she had before she had Sewing Academy, which I have in the past. And so now, if you follow her over on Instagram, you know that she has ventured into pattern making. She has launched with a lead instructor. I believe her name is pronounced Trisha Camacho. It's a pattern making company, learnpatternmaking.com. So you'll be learning fitting, hacking, order of construction, design. And so, yes, super excited for both of them. Congratulations to Mimi G and to Trisha. And so, yeah, if you're looking to, you've been sewing for a little bit and you want to up your game and do a little bit more, depending on where you are in your sewing journey, there you have it. Again, I will leave links to everything I am discussing in today's video down in the description box, so make sure you check that out. So what are some patterns that were released in the month of November? We have the Elliot Cape. This is the first pattern by Jessica. If you follow her, the fashionable therapist over on Instagram, she has released her cape. It is described as a very high fashionable cape. I have seen a few posts too of different ones that people have posted, and so you definitely have to go check out, follow her. Again, everything will be linked down below, but it is termed as a fashion transitional cape that can easily go from day to night. Totally can see that. It's casual to couture, so however you decide you want to dress it up, dress it down, it definitely will fit the bill for whatever it is that you're looking for, and perfect for this time of the year. The next pattern release is from, if you follow her as Hello Alexis Bailey on Instagram, but you know she has Fiber and Cloth Studio. She has released her pattern, Yarrow Top Tunic pattern. Very beginner friendly, easy, super easy beginner friendly pattern. And I thought this was very nice as well. Also something you can do easily during this time of the year. And she has the tunic version. Of course, there's also that top, more crop version, depending on your style, your vibe, what you're going for. So yeah, you have another beginner friendly pattern that is out there, the Yarrow Top and Tunic. Next, I was so super excited. I got this right away when this dropped. It was the Green Style Creations flare leggings. I love, love, love. You all know I picked up the lift leggings. Now the lift leggings is something I will wear more in the when it's hot, but when it's cool, I will prefer more of these flare style leggings, because the pants I gravitate towards the most when I am working out are flared, and these flared leggings come cropped, which I have cropped. I had several, like 3 or 4 pair. They got old and raggedy and I had to cut them into shorts, but I absolutely love. I think when I'm working out, for the most part, whether these are flared down to the ankle or flared cropped, as you see in the pictures here, I think for the most part I prefer workout pants that don't grip at my ankles or hug my ankle all the way down. And the lift leggings I still want to wear, but I will shorten those that they will hit right around the calf, but I will wear those probably more in the summertime. But when I saw these flare, I jumped right on these because I was like, this is totally up my speed. And I've already started digging through my stash because I want to make these like right away. I never got around to finishing my workout gear or my swimsuits, but this is something I definitely want to wear, and I need some more workout leggings. And earlier in the month they released released the Lumia zip up hoodie, and this is made for scuba. And when I saw it initially, if you saw my video where I talked about I showed you my other purple fabric, and there was a gradient purple fabric that I got from Zaloof, I was thinking about this for that pattern when I saw that pattern, the Lumia drop. But the Lumia has a full zip, large pockets, back yoke, 3-piece hood, collar options, cuff options. But I think I have something similar, a pattern in my stash like that. And I was thinking, you know, it put in my like, oh yes, you can probably use this for that, or, you know, that pattern. So I didn't pick it up. It's not that I won't, but we shall see. And now the next pattern is Chris Wood Design. She released the Kismet dress and top, and this is actually made for knit. And I thought, again, very nice, early fall. You can even do this in the winter because it is a knit. You can use a different types of knit, throw on some tights, some boots, whatever. Dress it up, dress it down. It says it has the Juliet sleeves, which I thought were really nice. So nice kind of statement sleeve. That statement sleeve is still, as you can see in many patterns, still coming out in different patterns and different fashions, and still kind of, I won't say trendy, because I can see a puffy sleeve beyond, you know, what everybody's doing these days. It just really looks, I think, the puff sleeve looks really nice, and it's a pullover, so you don't have to worry about any closures with this particular garment. A fun project I thought was released is, if you follow Bianca from Thanks I Made It, you know that she dropped her new pattern, which is an heirloom pattern weight pattern. It's called the Geometric Memory pin cushion pattern. And so if you read the description of this, if you have heirlooms, different things of that nature you don't quite know what to do with, you can turn them into something that you would use all the time. And so she showed, and I'll throw up a picture, she showed different ways that she had utilized some heirlooms to make these beautiful pin cushions. Looks like super duper easy project. Also a great scrap buster if you have some scraps as well that you can use to create these pin cushions. And also beautiful and great idea for gifts as well. And for our knitting, we have Barone Handmade. She has released her grounded pattern. This actually was released prior to in a magazine. It's called Lane magazine, and so it's been a year since it was released in the Lane magazine, but now she has released it on her website and on Ravelry for download for purchase. And this here is something that it says that you can wear it alone or under a jacket. And if you follow Denise, you know that if you follow her page on Instagram, she styles her things so beautifully. And I love her whole tiny house. She was featured for Tiny House. It was a show. And so just love her aesthetic. It's really nice. It just feels, she just has a totally different vibe that I actually love. And so you can pick up the grounded. It looks super easy. And so I'm still waiting, by the way, pause for the cause. Karen Finch, if you are watching, please email me. I saw your comment, but obviously I told you before I could not respond. So I'm saying, if you're watching this video, please email me in regards to knitting. And so anyway, so yes, go check out Denise's new pattern release. Then we have Designer Stitch has released the Dita dress, which I thought looked like a very nice holiday party type dress. Definitely can dress it up or dress it down. It boasts that it is very flattering on any body type, and I do know her sizing is really good. So this here I thought was for those who like that kind of vintage modern look. I thought this dress, the style lines and everything, definitely fit the bill. And if you follow or receive any of the newsletters from any of the pattern companies and for Designer Stitch, you would have seen that she had a link where you can check out all of the Stitcher tester roundup versions, which looked really nice. And so I will leave a link to this pattern as well down below. Then Marsha Style Pattern, she had released her new pattern, which is the Courtney top and dress pattern. And so this particular pattern, just looking at my notes here, comes with 2 sleeve options, and also one of the sleeves has some pleat detail. I will pop up a picture and see if I can get the line drawing as well. But it has the pleat details at the sleeve head, and it gathers at the sleeve, or you can have it gather at the sleeve head as well. So I thought this was a very nice pattern. And I like, you all know I made the Sia dress, so I do like her instructions. Very simple, easy to follow, and so I thought that Courtney was a very nice pattern to bring with you. Again, another great fall winter transitional piece. Style Arc Patterns has released the Maeve, I believe that's how you pronounce it, wove dress pattern. Now I thought this reminded me much of and you can tell me what you think down below. This reminded me of like a caftan loose vibe. I like the pleat detail in the back and then that draped look in the front. This is actually made, if I'm not mistaken, this is made for woven. If I got that wrong, I'll put that on the front. But it is a slip-on dress with the v-neck, which I absolutely love. I did not pick this up. I might pick it up in the future, but I thought this was a real, I can totally see this just wearing this just casually, even if it's something to wear around the house, depending on the type of fabric that you use. It could be very comfortable just to kind of style and just have something very nice to wear around the home. And then Pattern Fantastique has released, and I think their particular patterns very chic, and a little bit, have a little bit of edge to it, and I like the details. They released the Fin shirt pattern. So it's she terms it as the not so classic shirt, and I can see why. Again, it's the details of it, the way she styled it. I'll of course leave the link, and you can go see all the different styling, how it was styled and different things on the website. But I thought this was a very nice top. Again, chic with a nice edge to it. It says it has it's a breezy drop shoulder with a bat wing style sleeve, and so it has cuffs, and so I thought that, and it also has 3 collar options as well. So I thought this was a really nice, it looked really different, and like I said, I like the way she styled it. So yes, that is Pattern Fantastique for you. And the last pattern I will go over today is from The Last Stitch, no pun intended. This is, if many of you already follow Johanna here on YouTube and you follow her over on Instagram, you know she's released several books. The jean making book, which I have. She also released the knitting book. You know, she has several patterns, but this pattern is I believe it's pronounced the Evie or Ivy cardigan, and definitely nice style options, and her patterns do have nice little details in them, and so I like the shorter version as well as the longer version that she created for this. But there are 3 different lengths, so there's the short, midi, and the long. You do have options of putting in the pockets, having in a standing collar or a flat collar or no collar at all. But I always thought that she carried many nice details in her patterns, and so this is no exception. So this is the Evie or Ivy cardigan by The Last Stitch. So that is it. That is all of the pattern releases that I want to bring to you this month. Of course, I always say this, I don't, you know, every single pattern that comes out, I'm not sharing with you. There are so many, and probably many that you all were excited about. So feel free to share them down in the comments, so other people who see the comments and whatnot will see other patterns maybe they haven't I did not mention, but that you thought were really, really good. Go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below, so others can see that. But now we are going to transition into the SND Sewing Chat. I have the lovely, beautiful ladies, ambassadors for BHM Pattern Designers. We did just a little bit of chatting. I have T from Crumpets Tea and Sewing, Divine Dita, as well as Crystal from Crystal Sews and Stuff. And so I'm so excited to share with you our little chat as we gear up for BHM Pattern Designers. Again, I will leave a link to my website that talks all things BHM Pattern Designers down below, so you can get prepared for February 1st. When that clock hits, that's when you can start sewing up your item for BHM Pattern Designers. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this SND Sewing Chat, the final one of the year. And again, I will leave a link to the playlist for the Sewing Buzz, so you can go check out the previous SND Sewing Chats. And yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all of the thumbs up. Thank you for all the sharing. And I appreciate all of your support. Enjoy the S&D Sewing Chat, and make sure you stay tuned for Sunday. All right, everybody, have a blessed one. We will see you on Sunday. Bye. Right. Welcome everybody to S&D Sewing Chat. I am so excited to bring you this month's December Sewing Chat, which is the final S&D Sewing Chat for 2021. So excited to bring you the ambassadors for BHM Pattern Designers. That challenge, as you all know, is what I host every year in the month of February, which is also my birthday month. But it is every month, every year, annually in the month of February, beginning February 1st through the 28th. And so, yeah, I am so excited to bring these ladies back too. And I'm glad that they decided to come back actually and join in on being ambassadors for 2022. So I will go ahead and start around the room. We'll start up at the top, and Dita, well, on my end, Dita's on the top, and then Crystal, and then T. Go ahead, ladies, and tell them your name and where they can find you.
All right. Well, thanks again for having me. I'm so excited to be an ambassador again this year. So my name is Nandita, and you can find me on Instagram at Divine Dita, where I post all of my sewing adventures, throw in a couple of book reviews, and every now and again, some recipes for you.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm Crystal. I'm Crystal of Crystal Sews and Stuff on YouTube and Instagram, and crystalsewsandstuff.com on my website and Facebook. So everywhere I'm Crystal Sews and Stuff. And I'm excited again to be participating in the BHM Pattern Designers Challenge as an ambassador. I think this is such a fun challenge, and it lets us highlight Black designers and in the sewing community. And so it's a good way to get their names out and just to get a little bit more focus on designers you may not have heard of. And so I just love sharing the news of new pattern designers. So I'm really excited for this year's challenge.
Hi, everyone. I'm T, and I go by Crumpets Tea and Sewing on all my social media. I am on YouTube, Instagram. I just recently made a TikTok. Don't know how well that's going to go, but you can find me on TikTok as well. I also go by that handle on my blog post as well, my website, which is crumpetsteaandsewing.com, and then also Facebook. So all my social media, you can find me at Crumpets Tea and Sewing. I too am really happy to be an ambassador again this year. I'm so thrilled that Natita invited me to be an ambassador again. It's just a wonderful challenge, just like Crystal said, and I could not be more honored to be an ambassador for this challenge and to get the names of those Black designers that we probably don't know of. So yeah, just really excited to be an ambassador this year.
Well, thank you so much, ladies. I really do appreciate it. And for those who don't know, again, I will leave all of their contact information down in the description box below. So you'll definitely be able to go follow these ladies. I encourage you to follow them all on their social media. And I will also leave a link to my website that has the information about BHM Pattern Designers. And you will see it. So the question comes up every year, what pattern designers do you recommend? What Black pattern designers are out there? They're on my website. There is a page dedicated to that. But not only that, you will find fabric companies, Black-owned fabric companies, bag makers, handbag makers, wallet makers out there. You will also find information for if you're into quilting, if you're into knitting, all those companies, pattern designers and companies are out there on the website. So definitely go patronize, check them out, start your research. You can't start sewing until February 1st, but you can now start doing your research and start thinking about the patterns, maybe some fabric that you might want to pick up. And so, yeah. So we are going to jump right in. I just had a quick little chat with the ladies right before we came on and shared with them the new fabric designs that will be launching in February or late January, February for the challenge. And so, ladies, what you think? What's your feedback on the different designs you saw?
Oh, gorgeous. Get ready for lush jewel tones, geometrics, artist strokes, and lots of florals. There's something for everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
I love all the pretty colors in the fabrics.
I totally
You will-
agree.
Yes.
I totally
You'll be ready
agree
for
with
spring.
totally agree with Dita and also Crystal. They're just so beautiful. And I just want to say, Natita is very, very artistic, and you are going to love these colors. And she really did a good job in bringing out some really great colors. And like Dita said, there's something for everyone, and she was really mindful in that respect. So you have, for those individuals who aren't into florals, you got brush strokes, or if those individuals who aren't into brush strokes, you got geometric shapes. So it's just something for everyone. And I really, really love the time and the dedication that she put into this collection. Really nice.
Thank you, ladies. And full disclosure, we have Alicia Jones, who is the illustrator that I work with. So what she does, I speak what I want and scribble, and then she makes it reality. She makes it beautiful, what you see. Because no, I'm not. It might be up here, but I can't draw or illustrate to save my life. So, but if I can articulate it clearly enough to the illustrator, she's able to put it out there. So shout out to Alicia Jones here, Designs by Alicia. I will again leave her information's on the website too, but I'll leave her information definitely down in the description box as well. And so, yeah, so that's the little sneaky peek of what's going to be coming up for BHM Pattern Designers. Again, follow these ladies so you can get inspiration and see what they'll be doing, but also make sure you subscribe to the newsletter at sonaturaldane.com so you can see what these designs look like and when you can get your hands on them. So yeah, all right, ladies. So let's get to chatting about, it's the end of the year. Can you believe it? It's December. By the time people are seeing this, Thanksgiving is over with, and we're heading into Christmas and heading into holidays, Hanukkah, all that good stuff coming up towards the end of the year and transitioning into the new year. So how have you ladies 2021 sewing journey? I know different from last year. I think we all had a little bit more time in 2020 to do a little bit more sewing because we were all in respective lockdowns and couldn't leave the house. But this year, 2021, we're seeing people able to get out a little bit more. So how has everybody's sewing maybe changed for 2021?
Well, I know
mine is okay.
Go ahead, Crystal.
Okay. Well, for me, I was on a good roll up until school started. And once school started and I had to take people to swimming and golf, and my kids go to 3 different schools, that really narrowed my sewing time because I spend a lot of time in my car these days. So and things have definitely changed. So I'm lucky if I get 3 or 4 makes out in a month. Now that school's back in. So when they were home, I knew I wouldn't have to really go anywhere, and you couldn't go anywhere, you know. So that was different. But I am glad that some events are starting to come up. So I feel good that you can finally sew and go somewhere in something you made. So I'm glad, even though, you know, you might have to wear a mask, it might be limited capacity, but at least nowadays you can at least do something. You can make something and actually wear it and somebody see it instead of just, you know, your family seeing it. So I'm glad that some events are starting to come back slowly, you know, so I'm glad about that.
So I think I had the opposite experience of Crystal. So in the beginning of the year, so you all probably know that Jace, he just started school this year. So so he, in the beginning of the year, it was more like me scrambling around and trying to figure out what to do and, you know, how to, you know, keep him active and stuff, because like Crystal said, we weren't like real, you know, taking off and doing events and planning and plans and things like that. And so we really had to figure things out and have him home and, you know, find things for him to do. But once he went to school, it was like, I have all this free time. I can sew again. I can actually sew without having, you know, to make lunch, or I can sew without having to, you know, make sure he goes outside and take a walk and, you know, have some type of recess time, or so I could actually put that energy into, you know, doing my videos, and I can, you know, I had more time. So I had the opposite as Crystal had. So yeah.
So for me, actually, my children are older, so I didn't really have that with trying to get them anywhere or kind of checking in on them. The first half of the year, I found myself really kind of going through my pattern stash, not even my fabrics, really kind of assessing where I was with that. And a lot of the things that I had bought because everybody else was buying them, that I just didn't get around to making, and then the season had turned, or I'm in Florida, so that's really not relevant, but you know, it's not like I'm making sundresses. And then I just started to dive into them, use my stash and my patterns. And so that was the first part of the year. Once I was like, okay, I've done that, I started buying fabric again. And here we are, I'm back to my normal ways of buying patterns and fabric again. I've had a productive year. I'm just going to be honest. That whole fabric fast is not going to work for me ever. But I did try. I tried, and it was pretty successful. But truth be told, this is my hobby. This is where I go when I need a blanket of security around me. So I budget accordingly, and it's okay. I'm fine with what I have. I'm fine with acquiring more and supporting small business, supporting independent designers. So I'm here for all of it. And really, you know, knock on wood, by the grace of God, we've had a good year. Lost a few along the way, as many of us have, but we're seeing the light. We're getting there, and I'm knocking on wood.
I don't know who came up with fabric fast, but it's just so hard. It's not really a thing. I don't think it's really a thing. I mean, we call it a thing, but I don't think that we kind of stick to that diet so much.
It's not for me. It's not for me.
Yeah. I try to, when I see that I'm getting too much fabric, then I'll just make my own personal thing. Like, okay, I'm not going to buy fabric this month or next month. Let me see and I always try to go to my stash first and see what I have to see if I can make something work. But then I don't feel guilty if I want to go buy something, because that's just me. But I like the idea of fabric fast and pattern fast, but I never do it because I know
it's hard to do it.
I'm not, and they always do them in January. And my birthday's in January, and I'm like, I'm buying stuff. I'll probably go to New York, go buy stuff. And if I'm in New York, I buy what I want, So I know that it's just a bust. Like, they always start them in January, and I'm just like, okay.
Well, and then when the patterns are released is when you get like the discount. So then if I don't take advantage of that discount, I've wasted. I've lost out on a good opportunity. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I
And
do sometimes take a mental note, like I'm not gonna, and sometimes I can go 2-3 months without buying fabric or patterns. But then when I'm in the mood for it, I'm buying it. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
I like what
Exactly.
Dita said about how, she's very mindful with her spending. And so I think like we know our limits, right? And so we know when we can buy something and when we probably should hold off on something.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of just knowing our limits if we have them.
Exactly. And that's why I don't make monthly sewing plans. It's like I know there are certain things I know, like if I pattern test it or something like that, I know I have to make and, be prepared, take pictures and all that. But for the most part, I cannot with the sewing plans and everything because it changes. And I'm getting a little bit better. And I think this is only because I've had my colors done. I'm getting a little bit better with, if I choose a pattern, here's the fabric. Usually that never works. I will always say, oh yeah, I'm gonna sew this and this fabric. And I changed my mind. As soon as after I've recorded the video, I didn't change my mind. And something else and spoke to me. But I think that now, because now I guess my mindset changed just a little bit. I won't say it's perfect for everything, but these next several projects, it's like, okay, yep, that is the fabric I want to use for this, and I keep it moving. But yeah, we just go with the flow. Have you all noticed anything with your style that might have changed, or things that you tend to make a little bit more frequently, or maybe less? Maybe there was a thing that you made more so last year when we were really hunkered down and locked down. But now that, okay, like you said, we can get out a little bit more, events a little bit more. Has any of your styling changed and options changed so far as that is concerned?
So before I answer that question, I just wanted to go back to something you said, and that's talking about matching a pattern and a fabric. I noticed that for me, like, I love doing mock-ups. I just can't live without doing a mock-up. And so I noticed that once I do a mock-up, I'm like, okay, I had the idea of putting that pattern with that fabric, but once I do that mock, I'm like, ugh, like, I just can't see this in that fabric. And I just don't like the fit of this mock-up. So sometimes I'll toss it out and I'll be like, so you're right. Like, having sewing plans sometimes don't always go according to plan because they don't always match one another, the pattern and the fabric. But I do like the idea of having some kind of structure because that's just how I work. But I don't get bent out of shape if it doesn't work. I just be like, oh, well, whatever. Now to your second, your question about the styling. For me, I have learned it's really a good thing for you to know your body, right? So, online you can find these little illustrations of different body types. Like if you're a upside down triangle or pear or round, whatever. I find those, like using those as like a foundation, to be very, very helpful because it has saved me a lot of time and money on making garments that don't fit my style and don't look pleasing on my frame and my body type. So in the past, I've always tried to wear like these bodycon dresses and stuff like that. And it just didn't work for my belly or my arms. It just did not look right. And I used to always think, well, how come it looks right on so-and-so, but it doesn't look right on me? I sold it well, I executed it well, but I didn't have an idea. I didn't have an understanding of what looks aesthetically pleasing on your body and what draws people's eyes. Like, people are literally drawn to certain points of your body based on which parts you highlight. So I've learned how to, like, for me, because I'm a upside down triangle, I'm bigger on the top than on the bottom, then I need to wear like bigger clothes on the bottom, like maybe Palooza type pants, skirts that flare out. And then on the top, try to do really nice, clean lines, try not to draw too much attention to my arms, things like that. So that's how I've been developing my style based on my body type.
I don't really think my style changed that much. I mean, because I make things that I can wear in my real life, because I'm always running around with kids, my kids and stuff. And so I don't make super fancy stuff unless I'm going somewhere. But I do like to make the occasional dress, and I'll wear a nice dress to Target. You know what I mean? Sometimes if I made it, I'm gonna wear it. So that's pretty much. And I do some of the body type stuff. I'm a what do you call them? A regular triangle. So I'm smaller up top and bigger on the bottom. So Christina always talk about we're just the opposite bodies, but we're almost the same height, but our bodies are actually exactly opposite. So I try to make I like to wear tops with more flair, just to bring more attention to the top. You know what I mean? But then again, I'm not embarrassed about my bottom or anything like that. So, sometimes I do want to accentuate it. It just depends on my mood, on what I'm feeling like accentuating. But I don't know I think I've been dressing a lot more casually, you know what I mean, because of the pandemic. So I'm looking forward to having like I said, events, even if it's just like a live PTA meeting. But we still haven't even gotten PTA meetings back live, but eventually we'll get back to live stuff.
And I just wanted to say real quickly, I didn't mean to sound like, people shouldn't dress outside their body type. I was just basically saying that for me, those styles tend to work better, but I could easily probably find a style that does not suit my body type that might look good too. So I'm just saying that for this year and last year, that's kind of what I have found, that I can save money and not waste money by just trying to figure out how to sew things that, looks supposed to look good on my body.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Dita?
Well, I don't necessarily think my aesthetic has really changed. I did find that I was purchasing a lot of jogger style pants, which I really like. However, once I make them, I do wear them, but then I'm right back to the dresses. And so I'm completely embracing that Dita does dresses. Dita's happy making dresses, so Dita's going to stick to dresses. Now, a good jumpsuit, I'll buy every single pattern that comes out. But I will say that I'm getting ready to really throw myself into pinafores. Why, I'm not sure, because when I was 7, I hated them, but I'm going to. I might even throw in a mock turtleneck, which I also hated. So who knows? That's where I go. Things that it's almost like I'm recreating my childhood of everything I hated to wear, and I would threaten my mom with, when I grow up, I'm never gonna wear this. Well, I'm back to wearing it.
Right. Exactly. So with now that the holidays are in, and obviously by the time everybody sees this, are you ladies doing any holiday sewing? Any sewing gifts for anybody? Teacher gifts? Do you do something outside of? So maybe I should ask that. Maybe it's not just sewing for somebody, family member, or whatever, but maybe you're pulling out your creative juices to put some kind of little package together for teachers or family, friends, neighbors, different things of that nature. Are any of you ladies into that around the holidays?
I'm not.
I'm a gift card. Them teachers all get a gift card.
So yeah, I'm with Crystal. I haven't really had
to. They get a Target gift card.
I really haven't had to do a lot of that because I have 3 kids that are grown now and they're out of the house. And then Jason, this is his first year. So I really didn't have to do that for a while. So this will be my first year. I haven't really thought about it. So it's interesting that you brought it up. I feel bad now because I'm like, oh, what should I get Jason's teacher? But I haven't thought about it. But yeah, definitely now it's on my mind. But I haven't, in the past, like I ran myself into the ground trying to sew all these gifts for people outside the home. and not having those projects done, and then being left with the feeling of guilt for not finishing those projects. So I don't even try anymore. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm with T. My children, my oldest is out of the house, and my younger one, he's in high school, and it's not really his thing. I mean, it's wonderful that he goes to school and comes back and says, yeah, nothing happened. That's a good day. So as far as teachers go, I mean, unless he were to say to me, you know, this teacher really makes my day or something, I kind of stopped doing that a few years ago. And I'm with T. It really alleviated any stress I was putting on myself, because aside from not even the guilt, it's just an additional pressure. And sewing for me is my personal hobby. It's something that I cherish and protect. And so I think we all probably get it. You should be doing this, or have you thought about sewing for so-and-so? You're not supposed to say no. It's almost like a cultural thing with women are supposed to constantly be the givers. Sewing belongs to me. If I choose to, I will sew, but you'll never hear it. If I'm doing charitable sewing, I never let anybody know, because again, that's something I want to do from my heart. But as far as what I'm putting out there on the socials, it's what I love. You know, it's nothing more than the fabric gave me happiness on a Sunday. The print made me giggle, and the pattern made me feel like a superstar. And we'll leave it at that.
Dita, you are speaking to my heart right now, Dita. I can't tell you how many times I've had people over the last couple years, including this year, say, well, you don't sew for your daughter, you don't sew for your husband, you don't sew for I always see these pretty garments on your social media of you, but I never see you make stuff for other people. And I'm like, well, first of all, just because you don't see it doesn't mean that I don't do it. And second of all, you don't know, whether or not my daughter or my sons or my husband even like my sewing makes, or even like to wear my sewing garments. So I think to put that pressure on people to continue to say that people should, be the givers, when they have a gift, not just or talent, not just sewing, but anything. You could be a candle maker. You shouldn't badger people when they have, those types of talents and try to force them to, give to people. They should be able to express that when they're ready.
Absolutely.
And I will say, for me, I think it was a couple years ago when I really started diving into handbag making. I made all these handbags for my family for the holiday as gifts. Ooh, that wore me out. It wore me out. Plus that was really towards the beginning, right after I started into bag making. So I really was like, what does this mean? And I'm trying to make up gifts. No. So this year, which that video would have been up by the time you all are seeing this, I did the advent calendar I put together for my mother, because she sews. And so, I put everything together, and then everybody else got advent calendars. Some type of advent calendar that we put together that we saw online. It was like, yep, we sending them out, made sure they went out early. So they got them before December 1st, but had, of course, call everybody and say, don't open that until December 1st. So they have a little something to open up every day. Leading up into Christmas. So yeah, but so yeah, I know we're getting in on time here, but I do want to just go quickly around to everybody. You might not have anything off the top of your head. You might. It could be your most recent make, but do you have a favorite make that you have made in 2021? We'll start with Crystal, or are you still thinking?
Okay, so far, I think my favorite make was this jumpsuit I made. I think if you watch my channel, I made a black jumpsuit that I wore to my friend's wedding.
The picture here.
Yeah, and that was my favorite because I could not decide. When she put on the invitation, black attire requested of guests, I was like, what am I gonna wear? And then it was an outdoor wedding in October, so I was just like, okay, it's outdoor wedding, and it was by the waterfront. So I was like, okay, what do I wear that's black, because I don't like to wear a lot of black. I mean, because my great grandmother said young people shouldn't be wearing all that black. So I usually don't wear black unless I'm going out to a club with my girlfriends or something. Even then, I'll wear a red purse or a gold bag or something to like jazz it up. And so when she said all black, I was like, ah. And so, I mean, I went through patterns and patterns, and I was thinking, and then when I finally decided and I saw that Vogue pattern, I said, okay, this is it. And then even as I was making, I was like, I got to do something different. So I decided to make the sleeve sheer. And so I just loved how it turned out. It really just, I'm just glad I went on ahead and did it. And everybody at the wedding loved it. And it was just so much fun. Like I said, to go to an event, make something, and go somewhere and people see it and say, oh, it's nice. So I was just so glad to make that jump. So that was my favorite make. I had so much fun dancing at that wedding. I mean, you would have thought I was on TV or something. I was like, we got Macarena. I was like, okay, come on. I was like, come on, y'all, let's dance. I did every line dance. I did the Macarena. I did the cha-cha slide. I did everything. I had such a good time because, we hadn't been anywhere in like a year. I was on the dance floor from the first song to the last.
That's good.
But yeah, that was my favorite because I had fun wearing it, making it, and everything. It turned out great. So
I did. I actually, like I said, when we spoke earlier, I was revisiting patterns that I'd had in my stash, and True Bias Lodo is my most favorite knit dress pattern to date. I've done the short version, but I tried the midi, and it was in this custom fabric that I ordered from Canada. It looks like crochet squares, and then the back seam, I put a rose gold zipper. So I love that dress, and I paired it with some combat boots, and let me tell you, can't tell me nothing when I'm wearing this dress.
That's right.
To the grocery, I went through KFC drive-through in it and let everybody know that I made it. Because I really, really love it. Like, when something just makes you feel powerful, this is the dress. And I have made so many versions, and I'll keep making them because it's my most favorite ever.
I saw that. I remember seeing that picture, and I popped that up for everyone as well. What about you, T?
Okay, so if I had to choose on the spot, I have two. I can't choose between the two, and they're both deer and doe patterns. The first is the Magnolia dress. So it's the blue. I only have one version, but it's just such a beautiful, beautiful dress. And I'm so proud of that dress because I fully lined it. And it didn't call for lining, and so I fully lined it, and it was very complicated to kind of line certain pieces of it. So I was so proud of myself, but also because it looks good and the fit's good, and I was able to get a good fit. So I really like that one. And then the other one is the Mayo Sodas dress that I just recently made, the black and gold one. Oh my goodness, I really love that. I feel so fancy in that dress. And then also, like when somebody gives you a lot of hype on a make and you're just like, yeah, this does look good. Then your head gets big. So yeah, a lot of people were commenting like on the post and the video, like they were sending me private messages and commenting on it. I think it was probably the garment that I got the most comments out of ever that I posted on social media. So my head got a little bit big with that one, but I do love it.
You should. I love that. Both of those dresses are very, very pretty. And so for me, I don't know if personally I can choose one because, the one that I know I use the most, which I'll be using today when we go out, is my CD clutch. I absolutely love the Harris tweed with the mix of the more faux leather. I guess I can count that as a wear. I do. It's a crossbody, so I'm counting it. And so it's definitely one of my favorites from the year. But I want to just wrap up here and just thank you, ladies, so much again for agreeing to be ambassadors. I greatly appreciate all of your support in continuing to help bring awareness to different Black pattern designers, fabric companies, yarn companies, crochet, all of that. every year in the month of February. I greatly appreciate everyone's support. And again, everybody, I will leave everybody's contact information down in the description box below, their social media, where you can find them. And again, make sure you get on Soul Natural Dane newsletter list so you can get a sneak peek of these fabrics here very soon. But again, thank you, Dita. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Tiffany. I love always chatting with you ladies. And so that is it. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video, and we will see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.